want to know what I think of Something Snakes? You really want to know what happens when you put me in a movie theater for 2.5 hours to watch a prequel that was forced, extracted, shoved into existence, even though humanity was not wanting to have it exist? Well, it's fine. It's fine.
Good.
Yeah, it's fine. Now I'm going to be completely honest. I know I was in the theater Tuesday. I have it in my banking system, my online banking, the show that a certain amount of money was taken out for the ticket and more money was taken out for the concession. It is really hard for me to remember all that happened, though, because there was so much going on. This probably would have... Well, there's a lot of projects that go into cinemas nowadays that'd be better off having a little more filming being done and then being released as a limited series. This is one of those cases. In short, Something Snakes is the backstory of Cornelius Snow, who is the main villain in the Hunger Games trilogy, or quadrilogy if you watch it as a movie. And essentially, this covers the 10th Hunger Games in the history of Pan Am. Cornelius Snow is from a aristocratic family in the capital, Pan Am, though the only thing that's keeping him alive is his namesake. His father was a general in the war between the capital and the districts. Of course, the capital won this war, and as punishment for the districts trying to rebel, they decide to put this Hunger Games together. Oh, we'll get to that in a moment.
No, what happened to Eminem?
What is this?
Wait, what did he do?
Cringe-inducing.
Did I bring up the wrong picture?
Are we laughing at Rachel Zegler? Because, I mean, I can understand that. Or is there something that's going on in the chat that I have to investigate?
Oh, my God. She looks so bad in that picture.
I didn't know Eminem was in this movie.
Yeah.
No, that is that hot felon guy. That's who it is.
Oh,
If you remember that from a few years back. Oh, your God.
He looks like a fucking skinhead.
Flower Child meets a flock of seagulls. What?
So, anyways, I'm going to use that as a quote now. And that is was it you or Kahuna today proved that it's now part of the Hunger Games text?
Oh, yeah. One of the transitions, and I had to take a picture of it because it went, anyways.
So,
I went, you got to be shitting me.
I can use...
What are you doing?
Oprah?
What are you doing to me here?
I had to witness all these images. I'm going to explain to you the purpose of some of these images because I don't remember all of them. So, Cornelius Snow, the big bad in the Hunger Games trilogy, this is his story about how he goes from being less bad to very bad. So, he's from an aristocratic family. Father was a general, was killed in the war between the districts and the capital. The only thing that keeps him alive is his family name because the family has no money, which I don't get how, but since his father was a general. But anyways.
Okay.
Reasons. So, for the 10th annual Hunger Games, it's decided that students from the academy in the capital, just the academy, their prize is going to be...
Stop switching pictures.
You're throwing everybody off. Just look at Viola Davis in that image here for a moment.
Hang out on them for a little bit longer.
Anyways, back to Redoubt.
So, it's the first Hunger Games where they actually have the counselors, you're having people, they're basically counseling the tributes as they go into the games to train them. Because up to this point, every year, the games are very low tier. They're just throwing kids into the arena with no effort put in. There's no gravitas yet. There's no a presentation later on with the Flickerman throws that they talk about in the later games.
Did they put the Wasp in there, or whatever they're called, the Wasp Hornets?
The Tracker Jackers?
No, yeah. A lot of that's not there yet. Or if it is,
should be there because those were invented during the war.
They're there, but they're not fully evolved, if that makes sense. They haven't combined them yet to make the Mockingjays fully yet.
No. The Mockingjays were there were what was it called, Jabberjays or whatever? Because they just described this in the book.
Yeah, there were two
they
species
decided to
of
go fuck
Garden
some
wolf
mockingbirds.
in the capital.
Well, no, they just let them out. They were all over across the country and shit.
Yes,
that's the actual lore.
So, the movie, as best as I can put it together. Look, I had to go for 2 hours and 40 minutes. So you're going to sit here and you're going to listen for at least 5 minutes.
Right.
Money was spent. At least $30 was spent in total, not counting gas.
You took one for the team. Thank you.
I take many for the team. I don't read my immortal. Anyways.
Anyways.
He deserves a medal.
No medals. No medals are needed for this. So
yeah, someone kidnapped you, I heard.
Yes. So Snow and a bunch of other kids from the academy, they're the first counselors, essentially. I forget the word.
Mentors.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Mentors,
about.
there we are.
You're supposed to consult.
Yeah, they're the first years to do the mentors. And then it ends up, they kind of do like a lottery pick thing where to see who gets to mentor who, because this is before we have enough tributes surviving to become the mentors. Snow ends up with Rachel Zegler's character, who does have a name, but we're just going to call her Rachel Zegler because that's all she's going to be known as forever. Yes. Yeah. So Snow is the mentor for Rachel Zegler, who conveniently also comes from District 12, the same district that Katniss Everdeen will come from.
You mean the same district where everyone's white?
Anyways, so Snow starts having a romance with Rachel Zegler. She kind of returns his favor. I think Rachel Zegler is manipulating Snow. I think she's fully aware of how messed up the whole Capitals games already are 10 years in. So I think any emotion she's showing towards Snow is more in a bid for survival, where Snow is pretty stupid and is genuinely in love with her. So it's the usual, them getting prepared for the games. Hijinks ensue as rebels bomb the arena right before they go into the games. And they almost killed like half the tributes the rebels do by bombing this, because they're going on like a tour of the arena. And Snow is trying to find a way how he is going to keep Rachel Zegler alive, because Rachel Zegler has not a fiber in her body for fighting. She is a musician, so not much of a fighter. So he comes up with different ideas on how they can improve the games and also improve the chances of him winning. Because there is a contest going on that the mentor that wins, whose tribute wins, they get a full scholarship, a whole year, basically get their whole academy time paid off. If you're wondering, man, you really haven't talked a lot about what goes on in the actual games, now you can see why I'm a little bit winded and forget a lot of things. It was 2 hours, 40 minutes of content. So,
content.
Bad frequency, bad.
So after much shenanigans, where we meet Peter Dinklage's character, who is the man who invented the idea of the Hunger Games, though it's revealed that his inventing in the Hunger Games was not some master plan of punishment for the tributes. It literally was him in a drunken stupor rambling on at the end of the war about how they were going to punish it. And then Snow's father, I guess, heard this, or some people had heard this. But
he was dead.
Well, he was dead. Maybe it was another character. Honestly, again, there were a lot of characters, and I don't remember a whole lot. Basically, he was in a drunken stupor when he came up with the games. Somebody went, "That's a great idea," and ran with it. And now Peter Dinklage is completely guilt-tripping and drinking himself into a drunken stupor every year. Wow. This sounds like, hey, Mitch, yes. It's like, man, this is not a new character right here. So you have that character who's really not a fan of Snow, because he doesn't like his father, so therefore he doesn't like Snow, the son, either. And then we have Viola Davis's character, which, you know what, I'm going to be quite honest, is so ridiculous. She's maybe one of the best parts of the movie. Just look at that image.
Is she more in line with how the book describes like the Citadel or the Capitol people? Yes,
so she is the first game creator. So in the idea, like, she sets up the arena, she sets up the designs. Let's just imagine Viola Davis is told, you're going to play Bruce Campbell's role in Escape from L.A. as the surgeon of Beverly Hills. But instead of it being a 2-minute cameo role, you're going to have like a 2-hour to go win with it. Have fun. It is as great and horrible as that idea sounds. So,
I've got to be having a stroke.
And she's also the long game is she is testing Snow because she likes Snow's ideas on how to improve the game, even though Snow's trying to improve the game strictly to get his
Wait. They
tribute
made
to
a
survive.
black woman a villain?
Yes, actually, surprisingly.
Wow.
Yes, Viola
That's a bit
Davis
of a
is.
shocker.
Yeah, she's
Somebody-
she's probably one of the best parts of the movie because she's just chewing up the scenery. The way she's, hey Lily, no, don't dig at my leg. That's my cat trying to kill me. The way she speaks, like she just go. It's almost like borderline General Zod speaking, like "Good evening, everybody," from the podium. So she's clearly having the time of her life. So it's entertaining on that end. There are many shenanigans I can get into, but I'm going on too long. So eventually, Rachel Zegler wins the games, but because Snow cheated. He cheats to get Zegler to win the games. And Peter Dinklage finds out about this and basically tells them, well, you have two options. Either we release that you cheated in the games and you're screwed, or you can go be a peacekeeper for 20 years in one of the districts, and you can learn the fine arts of discipline for being a peacekeeper. So he decides to do that. For shenanigans, he transfers himself to District 12, conveniently Rachel Zegler's district, because he's madly in love with her at this rate and wants to find her. But by this point, there is another peacekeeper that's... Yes.
Go ahead,
yes.
sorry.
There was another peacekeeper who was... No, hold on, he wasn't peacekeeper yet. I'm sorry if I'm confusing you, but there is so much that happens in the 2
Were you-
2 hours
were
and
you
40
trying-
I
minutes.
don't care.
Were you?
I
trying?
was not.
really don't.
I was not.
Were you in a fugue state, my son? Where does the movie touch you? Where does the movie touch you?
Like I said, it wasn't the worst theater experience I've had. I've seen a lot worse. I've seen The Last Airbender in theater, so this is not the worst thing I've seen. There's a lot of political intrigue occurring, so I'm interested. I like political, intrigue films. I'm a big fan of conspiratorial films and stuff, just for the entertainment value.
So you like
JFK.
Napoleon then?
We don't talk about that right
So you
now.
like
We're talking
Napoleon
about
then?
Hunger Games. We're talking about something snakes. So there was another mentor who was friends with Snow, and he also becomes a peacekeeper. Now, this other mentor does not like the Capitol at all, and he is actually working in District 12 with the rebels, which Rachel Zegler is also a part of, to try to rebel against the Capitol again. Snow finds out about this, and he's like, oh no, that means Rachel Zegler, my honey, is going to die, and I don't want her to die. So he ends up leaking to the peacekeepers that, we have a snitch in the peacekeepers. This is who it is, and you should probably, do something about it. So they hang Snow's former mentor friend, and this is the origin of the Hanging Tree song that you hear in the book Mockingjay, or watch in the movie Mockingjay. And I have not even begun to talk about all of so much happens in this 1 year. Snow's life, his trajectory is transformed within this few months involving his encounters with Rachel Zegler. Everything that is not explained in the trilogy, or you're like, why is Snow doing that? Oh, it's all explained and it connects to the 10th annual Hunger Games. Everything. How convenient. So eventually, Snow, I just want to say, kind of comes to his senses, and by comes to his senses, I mean he decides he's going to try to kill Rachel Zegler because he thinks that she thinks that he is a rat, because there's so many informants going on, so many layers of this rebellion. So they're both basically threatening to kill each other. Rachel Zegler, she gets away. She does not. It's a little bit ambiguous.
How is this movie structured?
But she gets away from Snow, and Snow just runs through the wilderness, laughing like a madman. And eventually he's allowed back into the Capitol, and Viola Davis is there to welcome him back because they are very impressed by what he has done in District 12 to dismantle a potential rebellion. And it kind of is implied that Viola Davis had planned for all of this craziness to happen because she liked what are you doing, Lily? What are you doing? Get down.
Even your cat says, damn.
She wants to put you out of your misery.
So
My cat's doing the same. So.
it's kind of implied that Viola Davis wanted Cornelius Snow to go through this whole crazy story, all these hardships, so it'll turn him into the ultimate dictator, essentially, the ultimate mastermind behind the Hunger Games, and will enforce the will of the Capitol, and will allow Viola Davis to have shenanigans with human torture. I think she's more interested in that than the dictatorship of the Capitol. But a dictatorship in the Capitol means that she gets to do more of her human experimentation, and that is something snakes. Again, I'm not angry at it. There's a lot of interesting stuff, but the problem is there's so much. There are 3 different stories in this one movie / book, if you've read the original book, that a week later, I can't fully remember what happened and who goes in what order. There's so many names thrown around, and there are a lot of member berries for the original trilogy. Again, if you watch the movie, quadrilogy, and it's so convenient that how all this stuff that impacts Cornelius Snow all comes from this one 10th annual Hunger
Oh my
Games.
God, the first female to ever female.
It really is.
In the universe.
There are a lot of on the nose references. Just
Yep.
It's to the point, like, how convenient that this all happens. He has this change of character in his relatively finite window of time. Now, I want to genuinely say there are positives. Like I said, Viola Davis is the best part of this movie, and I probably will buy the DVD just so I can watch her again. Because it's just like
don't do that.
you can
I
tell
guess
what
it-
you can tell when somebody's having fun in a role, whether it be
You
good or
can.
bad. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna live this up. And
So
she
how
definitely does.
exactly did the peacekeepers factor into this? Or do I have the wrong peacekeeper?
No,
The
no. So,
peacekeepers are the ones who control each district. The guards.
yeah, they're the Capitol's police.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with Aaron Soon. All right.
No. So in the Hunger Games lore, the peacekeepers are the Capitol's militant police that go to all the districts and keep the districts extracting the resources that are sent to the Capitol so the Capitol can enjoy the luxuries. And part of the reason we are all reading the Hunger Games series again is because, man, the lore building, when you really break it down, it got to be really, really sloppy. And I think Hunger Games can be blamed a lot for the sloppiness we see in most media today. Because we
Redoubt.
had it. Yes.
When we do the Hunger Games video, we're going to be ranting about it. Because, see, I'm about halfway through the first Hunger Games book now. We actually got a population number for District 12, which is insanely fucking retarded.
Well, tell me it now.
8,000 people.
8,000?
8,000 people.
8 freaking thousand.
That's less than where the county I live in, and I live in West Virginia.
Okay, and I don't know if the author intended this, but she makes an incest shit in the book.
What?
Literally the first descriptor, because the book doesn't give you a descriptor until like page 8 of any of the characters. It just gives you all of them. And then her thing is, Gail could be like my brother. He's got the same hair. He looks like me. We could be brother and sister, but we're not. But like everyone in like the miners district look the same and shit, and it's like
I am my own
like
grandpa.
there's major incest going on.
Here comes Ray Stevens
Okay.
off his guitar to
Okay.
explain to you
Mr.
how
Bouncer,
this
Mr.
works,
Bouncer.
how Space
I'm
Alabama
my
works.
own grandpa.
Mr. Bouncer, I have a suggestion
No.
for you. Do you want to make that George R. R. Martin money? And you want to make that Hunger Games money? You got to put some incest in your story. It's not confirmed.
Yeah,
I gotta put it. No, that will never happen. Sorry, that is verboten.
Disturbingly has become a thing. I just now noticed. You're onto something here, Crow. I don't like it and I don't condone it, but you are onto something.
But I want
it's-
money.
It's the new.
So-
It's the new thing.
To
So
be fair,
And
with that
it's
population of
disgusting.
It only
8,000,
works as
there'd be
shock
great
content for
fucking
so long,
breeding.
and then people get sick of it.
Now, here's the thing. I also say a couple positives. There are a lot of settings in this movie. This is probably the most we've changed settings in any Hunger Game movie, for better or worse. So there is a
Yeah, 'cause you got three
lot of eye
fucking-
candy. There's
got
a lot
three
of cool
stories.
settings. You ain't gonna get bored with one of the settings. There's enough moving around, enough to see. Viola Davis's laboratory is just freaking weird and awesome to see. Like it must have been a fun set piece to make. So yeah,
Yeah,
Viola
but-
Davis is hilarious to watch in this. for better or worse. There's a lot of cool sets to see in this. There's a lot changing around.
Oh, did the
And
CGI kind of hold up, or was it as bad as it was like in the trailers?
I I didn't think it was too bad. I mean, it's what you would expected. I mean, I don't like CGI on a large scale to begin with. So I can be critical of 90% of CGI. It's really hard for me to give an honest opinion on CGI nowadays because I just loathe it on a large scale. I understand that you can use. I'm okay and understanding you need to use it to mask certain details. I understand blending in certain imageries and stuff. I mean, as much as people love Mad Max Fury Road and say how practical everything was, there's a lot of CGI backgrounds in that, but it looks really good. It's all blend together, and that's the key: blend it together. So it's fine. Like I said, this movie's fine. I'm not angry I went to see the movie. I'm not like in a, oh, I hate this. But it is a lot of like, wait, what? What are we doing now? Wait, who's this character? Oh, yeah, you were there earlier, but yeah, it's been so long that there's just so much going on. It's like Suzanne Collins could have done another draft of the book. And this definitely needed another round of editing. And if you would have stuck with just Cornelius Snow and his connection with Rachel Zegler in the Hunger Games, I still think it's an interesting story to explore, minus everything you want to talk about Rachel Zegler about. But like the core crux of that, how did this event impact Snow? And there's definitely something that's interesting. This reveals that Snow's motivations for being very, very petty over Katniss's actions, like he gets really, really into like trying to stop her and manipulate her, and you're thinking, dude, there's more pressing matters in their your whole country's imploding. If the state you see in Pan Am in this movie, which is 60 years before we see it in the original trilogy, the events that must have been occurring in the government in Pan Am during the events of the original trilogy, there are many more pressing matters than just Katniss Everdeen being spiteful. So it seems that the reason Snow does what he does in a trilogy is because he sees a lot of Rachel Zegler's character in Katniss Everdeen and can't stand that. So he's very petty. Very, very petty. Very, very. Most of his actions, the destruction of his government, is very petty because he didn't get the love of his life.
Damn.